Welcome to the Get Fit Guy's quick and dirty tips to slim down and shape up. Whether it's a sign of health, beauty, virility, or movie star status, a flat stomach is something that many people crave. As a matter of fact, nice abs are some of the most sought-after body parts in most areas of the world. Maybe another reason a flat stomach is so popular is because it's so hard to get. In this episode, you'll learn how to get a flat stomach safely, effectively, and without a trip to your local surgeon. To understand how to get a flat stomach, you need to understand what the stomach muscles actually are. Despite what many folks appear to believe, a six-pack is not 6 soda can-shaped muscles that sit under the skin of your stomach, somehow magically filling and emptying as you become more or less fit. But the stomach muscle is also not just one simple, long piece of muscle. The abdominal muscle group on the front of your stomach is actually made up of 4 basic muscles that, like most muscles, appear to be named by ancient Latin monks: the rectus abdominis, the external obliques, the internal obliques, and the transversus abdominis. The rectus abdominis is one big sheet of muscle tissue that runs from your breastbone down to your pelvis. The external obliques run from your ribs to your hips in a forward direction, and the internal obliques run from your ribs to your hips in a backwards direction. Finally, the transversus abdominis is located deep in your abs underneath the obliques. So, if you're not planning on performing a stomach surgery anytime soon, why am I telling you all this? Because the one crucial component that most people neglect when they try to get a flat stomach is a balanced training program that targets each of the muscles that I just described. The best flat stomach workout includes exercises that target the rectus abdominis, the external and internal obliques, and the transversus abdominis, and also the postural muscles of the low back. The reason that all these muscles must be included is that from a functional standpoint, the stomach is a crucial connecting point between your upper body, like your chest, shoulders, and arms, and your lower body, like your butt, hips, and thighs. Since the stomach muscles were designed to work as this functioning connection, you can't simply train one single part of the stomach in isolation and expect for your abs to look fit, trim, toned, ripped, or flat. This is the same reason why people who want big arms can't just do bicep curls, but also need to do pull-ups and deadlifts. And people who want a nice butt can't just do lying hamstring curls on a machine, but also need to do squats and lunges. The body responds best when we train entire muscle groups that surround our trouble spot, and not just the isolated trouble spot itself. So people who want a flat stomach can't just do crunches. So if this type of functional training is a goal, what would a flat stomach workout actually look like? First of all, if you want fast results, you should stimulate your stomach muscles every 2 to 3 days. So you'll want to do the workout that I'm about to describe more than once per week, while allowing for at least 48 hours of recovery between workouts. You can do this workout as part of a cardio workout, a weightlifting workout, or creatively integrate it into any of the other workouts that you're currently doing. Begin your flat stomach workout by getting some blood flow to the abdominal area. This can be achieved with a brief 5 to 10 minute cardio warm-up, followed by some of the movement patterns that I discuss in the episode, How to Warm Up and Cool Down. I'll put a link to that in the show notes. Next, choose one exercise for each of the abdominal muscle groups, and also an exercise for the low back. Do one set of each exercise until you can't maintain good form anymore. And yes, that means that you should not push through with bad form until you get a hernia. For example, your rectus abdominis exercise choices would include flexing motions of the spine, like crunches and crunch variations, V-ups, sit-ups and sit-up variations, hanging leg raises, and knee-ups. Front planks are also quite good for the rectus abdominis muscle group. I'll be sure to put a link to videos for each of these exercises in the show notes. Twisting and rotating muscles are convenient because they work both the external and internal oblique muscles. This is because if you rotate to your left external oblique and your right internal oblique are doing the work, and vice versa. Twisting motions include Russian twists, cable torso twists, and the wood chopper. The transversus abdominis is an interesting muscle group because it doesn't really move you through a range of motion as much as support the stomach and the gut. So when you suck in your stomach, that's the transversus abdominis muscle working. Although you can work this muscle group anywhere, such as sucking in your stomach while you're driving in your car, sitting on an airplane, or standing in line at the grocery store, you can also make it work pretty hard with an exercise like the front plank. Finally, the low back muscles can be worked with a simple contraption at the gym that allows you to do low back extensions. Or if you're not at a gym, you can do the same exercise on a stability ball, or an exercise called the Superman. Once you've done each of these exercises for one set with good form, go back to the beginning and start again. Try to complete the entire circuit, doing 8 to 12 repetitions for each exercise 3 to 4 times through. Now, to be perfectly frank, even the very best flat stomach workout isn't going to do much for you if those nice muscles you're building are covered with a layer of nature's comfortable camouflage, namely fat. So here is where I recommend that you go read 2 previous articles or listen to 2 previous episodes to jumpstart your understanding of how to burn through your fat tissue. Those episodes are titled Which Workout Burns the Most Fat and How to Tone and Lose Fat in One Body Part. I'll put a link to both those in the show notes. And I'll leave you with one final thought. If your transversus abdominis muscles and nerves that feed those muscles are inflamed, those muscles will be weak because your gut is busy making desperate attempts to digest lots of processed food, too many calories, or things that irritate your stomach, and you'll have a much harder time sucking in your stomach. My fellow quick and dirty tip expert, the nutrition diva, has actually written a book called The Inflammation-Free Diet. It would definitely be worth checking out, and I'll put a link to that in the show note. You can also catch quick tips all day long over at the twitter.com/getfitguy page. Finally, be sure to subscribe to the newsletter where, in this week's newsletter, I give out some more flat stomach tips. Until next time, this is the Get Fit Guy asking you, what are you waiting for? Go get fit.